Now, as I mentioned at the top of the program, President Joe Biden has washed off the sunscreen, wrapping up his 2-week beach holiday to return to work at the White House. And soon after that, he headed off to share a campaign stage with Kamala Harris in the crucial state of Pennsylvania.
The first decision I made, the nominee in 2020, was selecting her as my vice president. And by the way, it was the single best decision I made as President of the United States of America.
That's his same old line about Kamala Harris. Now, as I suggested to Kristen Tate, even though there's plenty of serious issues around, it looks like the president's main job now is to spruik for his vice president.
Yes, the country's certainly dealing with serious issues, but the most serious issue Joe Biden is dealing with is what time he'll go to bed this evening. I mean, he is completely checked out. The media is ignoring him, basically, and it's clear that Joe Biden is not running the country. I know we've talked about that many times on this show, but I think for the first time, Chris, people who aren't into politics, just everyday Americans, realize that. And what's the most terrifying to me is that there's just sort of an apathy around that idea. It seems like many American voters just kind of don't care that we don't really have anyone at the helm right now. But yeah, the press is just completely focused on Kamala and building her up and reintroducing her to voters as this exciting new figure. And unfortunately, many voters, moderate ones and those who tend to skew to the left, are really eating it up.
Yeah, well, of course, they shared a stage together in the crucial swing state of Pennsylvania. And look, what I couldn't believe, I kind of love this and I loathe it. And that is my favourite phrase, this ridiculous line that Kamala's gone on about for forever in an embarrassing way. Well, she resorted to that again. Have a look.
We have dreams. We can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been.
There we are. Kristen, we're still unburdened by what has been.
More deep thoughts with Kamala Harris. I mean, that line has become a meme, and she still can't restrain herself from saying it. She just can't help herself. But this is a woman that is completely incapable of speaking off the cuff or answering any real questions. She is a figure built on cliches and word salads. And that is going to be the challenge for her handlers leading into November is, can they get through without her really showing any substance and just spouting off these strange bumper sticker cliche sayings like the unburdened thing. And they might just pull it off, Chris, because
that's the worry.
Not that long now before they start casting their votes.
Absolutely. That's exactly the worry. It is just nonsense. It is piffle. It is word salads. Here's that meme. Here's a little refresher of how often she's said this.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Yeah, sometimes I just have to remind myself I'm not watching Veep. I'm actually watching real life. It's extraordinary to watch.